It's time for the insane, the honest, and the profane with your hosts, Brandon Combs.
Jed Hoyer has been a coward as a GM. He doesn't go out and he doesn't make the big splash signings. He doesn't spend the money in the right places. But then I don't let Craig Counsell off the hook because, yes, did he get put in a bad spot with this rotation by Jed Hoyer? Absolutely. But then you didn't put those guys that you did have in a position to succeed in the playoffs.
And Ryan Fitzgibbons.
I mean, if he's just as good as Justin Fields, it's probably the worst draft pick in the history of Bears football. It probably is. And one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NFL.
It's Combs and Fitz, Windy City Sports Talk, right here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Hold up. My mom's in there. She about to go to work, though.
Hey, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Damn straight.
Sports Talk? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Awesome.
It's Friday.
Going
Maybe
on.
you
It's
got a
Friday.
little high.
We ain't got shit to do, except I got to go to work right after this show. So maybe I do got shit to do. But still, at any rate, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got the Bears playing on Black Friday. Unbelievable. If they can get this thing done, man, what a win this would be for this Bears team. They would essentially move 2 games up in the division with the Packers beating the Lions yesterday. And, you know, the Packers have that tie. So even if the Bears were to lose in Philadelphia today, they would still stay atop the NFC North today, even with a loss tonight. So all sorts of things to get to. Lots of big things going on, Fitzy, man. College football this weekend. Let's touch on this first because this is a big weekend for the college football playoff, man. A big weekend. You've got right now, I'm watching Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. This is a big game for Ole Miss. Is Lane Kiffin leaving? Is Lane Kiffin staying? All the things that are going on with that team, but they're still finding a way to put it on Mississippi State. They're still finding a way to go out there and do what they need to do. And Trinidad Chambliss, you know, he tweeted it out earlier in the week. Doesn't matter where coach is going. We're still going to go out there and do our thing, and we still believe in our coach. So I think they've got the right mindset. You've got that game, man. You've got so many games that are just Texas A&M tonight, Texas A&M on the road at Texas. You've got Michigan on the road at Ohio, or Ohio State on the road at Michigan tomorrow. You've got Alabama on the road against Auburn in the Iron Bowl tomorrow. You've got Notre Dame on the road at Stanford tomorrow. So many huge college football playoff implications, man. And all of these teams going on the road is going to be wild. I think there's going to be 3 major upsets this week. I think that you're going to see Texas beat Texas A&M. I think you're going to see Pitt beat Miami. And I think that you're going to end up seeing either you're going to end up seeing Georgia Tech beat Georgia tomorrow. Because I think that they're live in that game. And there's just so much college football playoff implications with all of this. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a fun Saturday of football. And it's just so much snow coming. Just stay inside and watch football all day.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of interesting storylines going on in football. And I mean, just how good the tournament was last year. I feel like it might be up another notch this year. There's just so much intrigue. And I still don't think anybody has a juggernaut team. I don't think anybody does. I think it could still be wide open for any of these top, 10, 12 teams that are in it. I don't see anybody that's been great. I don't follow college football as much as you do, but I've watched enough games to know. I've watched obviously Texas A&M play. I think they have a great team, but I don't think they're a juggernaut. I mean, and we talked before the show, you even have Notre Dame, who there's only 3 teams who have a longer winning streak than them, and those are under-defeated teams. Notre Dame's just reeled off 9 wins. They get better and better every week. They were in the national championship last year, and I think they might even have a better quarterback, at least a better throwing quarterback right now. That's not as heavy in the college football as it is in the NFL, but I think I think he's the future there at Notre Dame. I think they have a chance too. It's just, in all the games. I mean, I was just looking at it before we got on the show. It's going to be Texas beating Texas A&M though.
Yeah, I like Texas.
Where are you getting that from?
Look, this Texas team is playing really well, and Texas A&M down the stretch. I mean, if it wasn't for a 31-point comeback, they were down 30-3 at halftime against South Carolina 2 weeks ago, and had to come all the way back and shut out South Carolina in the second half in order to win that game 31-30. Now they did that, but I just feel like Texas is playing at a different level right now. Texas isn't as bad as they were in the first half of this season because they weren't good. It took Arch Manning a little while to come into his own, but I think he's coming into his own. And at Texas, if this game was at Texas A&M, because Norman probably the toughest place to play in all of college football, I would be on Texas A&M. But this being in Austin, I really think that Texas is live in this game. I think that they're the team that can knock off Texas A&M and give them their first loss. Same thing with Michigan against Ohio State. I think Michigan, look, it's been it'll be tomorrow, 2,160 days since Ohio State last beat Michigan. It's been since the 2019 season since Ohio State
pre-COVID.
It's been a Michigan-led rivalry over the last 6 years. And this year, man, look, people are talking, and they can talk all they want about this Ohio State team. This is the one team people are talking about as a juggernaut. Oh, they've got 4 of the best players in the nation on their roster. Maybe so. But this is a team that just barely beat a bad Texas team at the beginning of the season, 14-7. And then after that, what have they done? They beat Grambling. They beat Ohio. They beat Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. Like, they have not been challenged at all. They have not played a top 15 school since that game against Texas at the beginning of the season. In the first game of Arch starter. I just think Michigan's ripe to do this, and Michigan's been playing some good ball with Underwood, and I don't think Ohio State's as good as everybody thinks that they are. So I think Michigan is another one that gets upset tomorrow. And the same thing with Pittsburgh at home against Miami. I think Carson Beck on the road is a different Carson Beck, and the way Miami has not been able to protect him really well over the last few weeks. Miami is not as good as a lot of people think. And all these people out there saying Miami belongs in the college football playoff over Notre Dame because they beat Notre Dame. Sure. If this was the NFL, sure, maybe you could use that as your tiebreaker, but this isn't. This is a ranking system. And what that Notre Dame hasn't done all year long is losses to unranked teams. If you want to play in the college football playoff, you can't lose to unranked teams. And Notre Dame, sure, with their 2 losses to Miami in a monsoon and CJ Carr, first game as a true freshman, by a field goal at home, and then Notre Dame losing by 1 point to the only undefeated SEC team left in the country in Texas A&M. It's just a better resume. Who you beat and when you beat them matters. And Notre Dame has just been on a tear ever since, like you mentioned. Jeremiah Love. Team. Yeah, Jeremiah Love last year.
I'll take him.
8 carries for 171 yards last week. 8 carries for 171.
He's a little tall, but I will take him on my team next year.
That Notre Dame. I would love dude. If Jeremiah Love comes to the Bears, I'm telling you, if Jeremiah Love comes to the Bears next year on this roster, I'll sign me up right now. I'll put my mortgage down on the Bears to win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if he goes first round, but I mean, whatever.
He's a top 10 pick. He's absolutely. If Ashton Genty was a number 6 pick, Jeremiah Love is absolutely.
How's Doubting Thomas? Where are you at with the Ashton Genty pick? That's it. He gets really quiet when he's wrong about something. where are you on the Ashton Genty pick? Because he ain't Barry Sanders. He ain't even Alvin Kamara, who I thought he had a chance to be. He ain't even Reggie Bush, who I thought he had a chance to be.
Yeah. I think that Ashton Genty, well, 1 year in a bad system, you have a quarterback that can't throw a forward pass. And so that makes it tough for a running back when you are the only weapon that teams have to game plan for.
It's weird when you have a good quarterback. What happens? Bengals, Ravens? Bengals, Ravens, anyone?
Yeah. So it's a big weekend in college football. I'm I've got the Ole Miss game on right now, watching that before the Bears kick off here at 2. Big game for Ole Miss. They want to stay in the college football playoff talks. It'd be the first time that Ole Miss has ever won 11 games in a season. Big game there for them. And Lane Kiffin probably leaves for LSU after the game. He probably doesn't even coach them in the college football playoff, which is just absolutely wild. But I just think LSU opens the bag for him. I think that's what the announcement's going to be tomorrow. The athletic director has already said there will be an announcement on his future tomorrow. I think if they're extending him and they're keeping him, I think they would have just announced that. But the fact that the announcement's going to come tomorrow, you announced it last week that the announcement was going to come the day after this game, just leads me to believe that Lane Kiffin is gone, whether it's LSU or Florida. I think somebody's opening a bag for him, and he's going to be the highest paid coach in college football.
LSU.
Wild.
LSU.
Yeah.
They're going to be LSU, but whatever. Maybe Florida.
It's crazy. But I used to hate that about college football, and I don't know how you feel about this now. I used to hate that part about college football, that the coaches could just leave the kids that they recruited to their school and just leave them for more money. But now with the NIL, man, these athletes are just paid athletes.
No, yeah, now it's even. It's kind of weird when a coach says, I don't like it. These players can move around and do whatever they want for more money. And it's like, you've been doing it for 80 years or 100%. 50 years at least. I mean, college football's been big for 80 years. College football has been huge longer than the NFL. So don't tell me you've been doing it for close to 100 years. So shut up.
100,
and you're still making money. Like it is the most hypocrite, and I'm a hypocrite, so I should know. It is the most hypocritical statement you can make in sports right now, I think. But there's people who try to disagree with me, and I don't get it.
I'm with you. Look, I'm okay with it now. I'm okay with coaches leaving now because I'm also okay with players leaving now. If you can go to a team and they're going to pay you more money, go get your bag, because you might not even make it in the pros. Trinidad Chambliss is the prime example of NIL deals, right? He wasn't even scouted by Division I schools. And now he's a quarterback for a 10-1 Ole Miss team. It might set the record for wins at Ole Miss. And he's a hell of a quarterback. He's never going to be that in the NFL. He is a prototypical college quarterback that's really, really good, but will never be a good NFL quarterback.
Tim Tebow.
Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Well, at least Kyler Murray's had a Pro Bowl. Tim Tebow's never making a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss with his legs could have one of those seasons like a Kyler Murray, given the opportunity. Like if he's a the New Orleans Saints quarterback next year or something, he could possibly do something like that. But he would never be a guy who you're talking about. This is the new wave of NFL quarterbacks. It's never going to be Trinidad Chambliss. But I'm okay with these guys leaving. I'm okay with coaches leaving. It doesn't bother me anymore like it used to before the NIL. So, but man, look, we got a big day today. Are you ready? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Up. It is Friday. You ain't got nothing. I don't have anything to do. You have stuff to do. I don't have anything to do. I'm not high, though. Can't do that anymore. Yes, it's a diatribe. It's a conspiracy theory, and it's an island in the middle of unapologetic and sometimes inaccurate sports talk. I think we did pretty good with the college football. Not my forte, but I think we did pretty good there. But we can be inaccurate sometimes, and we can be hypocrites, I guess. But as in life, football is hard. And sometimes you eat the bear. And sometimes, Combsy, the bear, it eats you. And that reminded me of a game in Philadelphia in November, 14 years ago, November of 2011, when the bear ate Asante Samuel.
And Cutler on the outside, loads and launches, contact, no flag and an incomplete pass. There's Asante Samuel there to break it up and shake it up.
Mike Tirico, he's a little bit more than shaken up, sir. After the game, Samuel called that the most painful moment of his career. I'm guessing, Samuel, Asante, if I may, I'm guessing your unborn children could not be reached for comment after that hit. Like I began, life is hard, and sometimes you can power rank teams in the NFL by injuries they have had or lack thereof. That's why I thought I'd give you my top 4 NFL teams rankings today in this Fitzgibberish. Yes, here we go, Combs. Strap in. Number 1. It's not hard to have the Rams, who have the best QB playing right now. Matthew Stafford, my guy, and the second best defense in points allowed on top of that. Did you see them kill my other team, the Bucks? Was that Monday night or Sunday night? Whatever. And from what I've heard, all their players still have their testicles, which is good. But anyway, I heard that no NFL players, by the way, wear cups. That's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing, but that's a thing. I guess it's for dexterity, but I don't know. I think I'd wear a cup. It's hard for me at number 2 to have your boy Combs Jr.'s New England Patriots number 2 at 10-2. Isn't everybody happy to have the Patriots? Isn't everybody happy to have the Patriots be good again? Boo! No. They do have the 3rd easiest schedule in the league at 10-2. Also, even though they have a top 10 defense, they have a QB in Drake May, who wasn't very good at 15 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year. So there's a lot of volatility there. It leaves a few doubts. So moving forward, this might come out for my power ranking, but for right now, it's hard not to have them. They have a great coach in Rabel. Number 3, I have the Broncos, even though I break my cardinal rule by picking a team that does not have, I believe right now, a top 10 QB this season in Bo Nix. They do have a top 5 defense and maybe the number 1 defense in the league right now, which does matter in the NFL, even though I tempered expectations of defenses in the past. This is contingent, though. And the AFC on whether the Buffalo Bills that get their crap together. Number 4, and you're definitely going to disagree with this, Combs, I still have the Eagles. Only because they have gone through these mid-season struggles before. They still have a good defense, one of the best defenses in the league. They are the champs. This is also pending today's result. You start dropping to 8-4, we got to talk. Why the top 4 and not the top 8? Other than the fact that Combs yells at me and gives me 5 lashes if I go over 8 minutes on a Fitzgibberish. I like it, though. Those are the teams that will play for the Super Bowl, ladies and gents. Those are the teams that I would deem a rousing success in this league for a year. And you might have noticed I do not have the Chicago Bears. The biggest reason, they really have not proved it yet, pod people. Although today they have a chance to climb one mountain. They have a chance to stand on the top and peak at the other peaks to cross. I do have one compliment for this Bears team, and it is one of my most favorable ones. They have testicular fortitude. And they'll need every vein pumping warm, hot American blood to win today. And that's Fitzgibberish. Combsy. Do you have...
Okay.
Are you mad at me?
No, I
mad at me.
I agree with you at 1. I think the Rams are the best team in football. I really do.
Okay.
And I think that they've.
I thought it was a good time to talk power rankings for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I like the Rams at 1. I really, really do. I hate the Patriots at 2 though.
Okay.
They've played nobody. I mean, they're 10-2, but they're 10-2 against the Perkins School for the Blind. Like they have really played nobody. So it's hard for me to have them in the top 4. Look, I know they're 10-2, and Drake May is playing well, and the defense is playing well, but I just don't. For me, I can't put them ahead of teams like maybe the Broncos. And I agree with you with the Eagles as well. I think that the Eagles are right now look, they're the reigning Super Bowl champion, and regardless of the issues, and they have had issues, and we're going to talk about this team here in a few minutes. They have had issues on offense, and they can't seem to get that together. But this Eagles team is still the reigning Super Bowl champion. They find a way, and I'd love for the Bears to beat a top 4 team. I'm with you with the Broncos as well. I think the Broncos are really good. I think people overlook them. I think people still don't believe in Bo Nix, but I think Bo Nix is good, and I think Bo Nix wins football games, and he just knows how. And then at number 4, look, I think the NFL is so wide open, man. If you're, if you want the Patriots at 4, I don't have a problem with that. If you want the, hell, if you want the Seahawks at 4, I don't have a problem with that. If you have the Bears at 4, I definitely don't have a problem with that. But here's my thing is going into today with your power rankings, Fitzy, because, I joke around with you and I talk about how you hate the Bears, and I know that you don't. I know you love this team. I know you love this franchise. You're just distraught over what we've had to witness over basically our entire lives as Bears fans. And I don't blame you for that. But if this Bears team goes out and beats a team that you consider to be a top 4 team in the NFL right now, do all of your concerns and all of your worries go away with this football team? Even if it's not a clean win, even if it's an ugly win, even if it's a win where, the Eagles turned the ball over 2 or 3 times today, even if it's a game where Jalen Hurts, whatever happens, like goes down, gets hurt, isn't playing from whatever happens, if the Bears beat this Eagles team in Philadelphia
on a short week
and they're 9-3, do you then put the Bears in the top 4? And are you a believer that this team can compete this season in the NFC?
I think you have a great argument for the top 4. I think you have I just think winning in Philly on a short week, it wouldn't matter. It's the same thing I thought about the Minnesota game, which was their sloppiest loss, and they've had sloppiest win, and they've had a few sloppy wins this year. Fitz has testicular forward to doubling down on the Charlie Brown Xmas tree. It's a big tree. Like, shut up.
He couldn't even spell out Christmas. Xmas.
Yeah, he's too tired. He's got too much things to do. Bears couldn't hang with us. Yeah, they could. I mean,
the Bears would beat the Patriots.
I'd have to take another look at that, but I would put the Bears. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely. I'd have to take another look, see what other teams are doing, but I would definitely put the Bears in the top 2 on a short week to beat Philadelphia at home would be pretty big for me. To see what this offensive line can do against Philly's defensive line, which is still really good. They're not as good a defense as they were last year. Their offensive line, and they've had some injuries, are not as good as they were last year. They don't have that big playability like with Saquon Barkley for whatever reason this year, which has really hurt that Eagles team. But if you beat the Eagles at home, I don't care what way you find out how to do it, it's probably going to be sloppy. I definitely think the -7 is really disrespectful to the Bears. I know it's a short week. I know it's in Philly. -7, you're an 8-3 team. Like, that's crazy. That's why I still pick the Bears to lose this game, but I still think it's going to be close. I don't think they're going to lose by a touchdown. Like, I just don't. I don't see how that happens.
I was able to get a 3-leg parlay today together.
There we go.
40-1. 40-1. Tell me if you would follow
Whoa.
this.
Okay.
Bears money line. You're going to get Colston Loveland to score a touchdown and Monungai to score a touchdown. Those are the only three things that need to happen. The Bears win outright. Monungai and Loveland both score a touchdown. 40-1.
40-1. Ooh.
It was insane, and the price was too good to pass up. So
I think I'd take that. I think I'd take that.
You like this Bears team is live today. The 7-point spread is crazy. Bears +7. I mean, that's to me is an easy bet because I think the Bears hang in there. Let me put it this way. If the Bears lose today, it'll either be a blowout or the Bears will win. Like, I don't think that there's an in-between. I think the Bears find a way to beat the Eagles today or the Eagles win by 20. Like, I don't think there's an in-between because I feel like this game could get out of hand if the Bears can't hang in there, if the Bears don't have that great of a day. But you're getting Jalen Johnson back today. You're getting
Kyler
Gordon today back today. So now you're starting to get more healthy on defense, and you've got to start to like the makeup of this defense. Now, granted, still got a lot of linebacker injuries. Still don't know who's playing linebacker for the Chicago Bears today. So you've got to, and Hippolyte's out too. Hippopotamus is out. So you've got
Hippopotamus is out. That's not a real guy.
You've got to understand the significance of getting Kyler Gordon back, especially with Saquon Barkley running the rock for the Eagles, right? Because that's a key factor for the Eagles today. If they can run the rock, if Saquon Barkley runs for 100+ yards today, I think that they're going to run away with this game. And I don't think the Bears are going to be able to keep up because that's how the Eagles become successful offensively, is when you have to concern yourself with Saquon Barkley having a big day. And if he keeps opening up these runs, if he keeps having these big bursts, if you're giving up these 15, 20-yard bursts to Saquon Barkley, you start collapsing the box. You start bringing guys in, and that's when it opens up A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and even Dallas Goedert, for this offense. And that's when Jalen Hurts can hurt you. No pun intended. Yeah. That's when he can capitalize on this, and that's when he's at his best. Those are the things that need to happen. Otherwise, if Kyler Gordon can contain Saquon Barkley, if this defense can contain Saquon Barkley and keep him down to a 4 or 5 yard average on his runs, especially in the first half, all of a sudden that opens things up. That opens things up for Jalen Hurts to throw something off of his back foot, to make a bad decision, because those are the things that Jalen Hurts does in tight games. He makes bad decisions. That's why when I give a comparison for Jalen Hurts, I often compare him to our guy over in Green Bay in Jordan Love, because I think there are times where late in games he makes a decision that can hurt you, and you trust him more to lose a game than you do to win a game. And I think that both coaches in Green Bay and in Philadelphia both show that in their coaching style late in tight games. So that's where I think it is for the Bears. I think that's the key for the Bears. Contain Saquon Barkley, keep him tight, and force Jalen Hurts to beat you.
And it's going to be tough because their run defense has not been good pretty much all season long. They have not had the Bears just haven't had a good run defense.
Saquon Barkley hasn't been good all year long either, though.
No, he has not been the same guy. Like I said, last year you had a lot of home run balls by Saquon Barkley, and that spread out the defense, and it did all those great things that you're saying that Philadelphia can do when everything is going right for that team. And then you have the defense just take over a game and forget about it. And I'm inclined to agree with you. If the Bears are able to run the ball a little bit, one of the best running teams in the league, what the Bears are too now, and tire out that defense a little bit, and Caleb Williams has that ball, not with a lead in the fourth quarter, minute to go, I like our chances. but I do not like the Bears' chances. You're right. If it gets out of hand, if they're down at halftime by a lot and Caleb has to throw the ball a lot, if the Caleb throws the ball 40 times this game, you're probably not winning.
Yeah,
you're probably
absolutely.
not winning.
Yeah, completely. I think for this Bears team, at any point, if Caleb's throwing the ball 40 times in a game, you're not winning. Right?
Yeah,
Because
maybe there'll be years where he does.
Yeah, and I love Caleb, and I think Caleb's the stud that they drafted him to be, and I think that he's growing into that. I trust him more with the ball in the fourth quarter than I've trusted any Bears quarterback with the ball in the fourth quarter since probably maybe Jay Cutler, but even then it was kind of iffy, right? Like the Bears don't have a history of this, but when you get Caleb Williams with that ball late and you've got a chance to win this game and put yourself in position to win the game, I trust Caleb Williams 100 times out of 100. And that's where the Bears need to keep this game.
Been really good with the ball, does not turn it over a lot. But I just wanted to make one more mention from one of the games yesterday. Yes, Caleb Williams, you don't want him throwing 40 passes a game, but Jared Goff cannot have under 30 passes in that game yesterday. He just cannot. And Dan Campbell calling that game, calling way too many runs. And I know they didn't have a lot of plays. Green Bay had the ball a lot, but you have a lot more plays if you're getting first downs. And I know he got sacked a couple times and Jared Goff can't get away and he's worried about the front line for the Packers, but you got to throw that ball more than 30 times with your Pro Bowl quarterback. It's one of the best quarterbacks in the league the last couple of years. I cannot believe Dan Campbell called that game the way he did. Just way too many runs, just way too many Jahmyr Gibbs. Like you got to throw the ball a little bit more there. And you're not going to hear me say that a lot, but
and that's why I texted you before the game. We were talking and you told me who your picks were. And I told you I had a 21-1 parlay yesterday that hit. I had all three winners in yesterday's games. I had the Bengals over the Ravens. I had the Cowboys over the Chiefs. And I had the Packers over the Lions. And that's why I thought that the Packers were going to beat the Lions because of Dan Campbell. He just makes some crazy decisions with the football on fourth downs and going for it and this and that. There's just crazy things going on with Dan Campbell that you just can't trust him in games like this. And the Packers are good enough to keep that game tight. And in a tight game, you can't make those types of decisions. So no, that's why I went that route with it. But look, man,
we're going to bring.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got a guest here. He's a fan of the enemy today. And yes, they are the enemy, even though they've been friends all year long. They've beat every NFC North team we've asked them to beat. And we've beat every NFC East team that they've asked us to beat. But today, the Eagles go down.
The Eagles are an enemy. Yeah, we're going to have a guest on right now who's been a fan of the show since the beginning of the season. He was a part of the now famous Brandon Combs does not think that Jalen Hurts is a top 8 NFL quarterback conversation that we had back in August. We'll get on with that. So he's been listening to the show for a while. He's a Philadelphia fan. It's good to bring a fan on of another team who sees all the warts of that team and, might be a super fan as well at the same time. Maybe he doesn't see what we see in the game. He watches every single Philadelphia. He watched every preseason game. I didn't even watch every Bears preseason game. So we're going to bring on OG Breezy, who's also on TikTok. I know him as JJ. You can call him. He doesn't mind what you call him, but OG Breezy or JJ would be nice. We're going to bring him onto the show to talk a little bit. OG Breezy, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
What's
can hear
up,
you well.
What's up, Fitz? Appreciate y'all having me on.
No problem at all. You have to wear the Philadelphia championship.
I gotta wear everything, man.
Oh my God, he's got the shirt on too.
I gotta wear it.
For shame. But I do want to start. Go ahead, Combs.
I was just gonna say, how long before that hat gets thrown against the wall when the Bears start whooping that tail today?
You know what's kind of better than the hat? I got an Eagles tattoo, so that can't go nowhere. So this hat can't go nowhere either.
But where I wanted to go ahead. Go ahead.
You
go
saying?
First.
It feels good to have that alliance, finally come to a head, It come a time when Daniel son got to fight Mr. Miyagi,
It is true. What wax on, wax off. Paint the fence. Speaking of painting the fence, like I said when I introduced you, OG Breezy, Jalen Hurts. We did have that. I think it was one of the first time you listened to our show. We did have that argument. I think it was back in August. Jalen Hurts is not a top 8 NFL quarterback. I said he was. Why do you think Jalen Hurts is a top 8 quarterback, or do you even? I think you do, but thoughts there.
To me, it got to be about when you're talking about a quarterback, it got to be about win percentage. It's of course the stats look good, but there's not a better quarterback that's been winning, and you can name the best of them, and Jalen is right there. And now everything else is kind of subjective, you know. But when we talking about quarterbacks, we want to see winners, you know. Of course, you know, Dan Marino won. Everybody won, but they don't. There's certain things that they don't have, which is that can I get over the hump, and can I galvanize my team, my players, to you want to win for the city, want to win for the coach or whatever it is. Jalen has all that. He has all that. Now when you talking about stats and stuff, I mean, stats. For one, Philly never really had a 4,000-yard passer anyway, so I don't even know what people are expecting out of Jalen. But in totality, Jalen is a winner. How can he not be top 10? Name me a quarterback that's winning more than outside of Patrick Mahomes. You can't do it.
Counterpoint Combs.
You can do it. I mean, because look, here's my problem with the whole win percentage thing, right? It's because, look, I mean, we've seen guys like Rex Grossman go to a Super Bowl. So do we really want to talk about a win percentage when it comes to the quarterback? I don't think wins and losses are a quarterback stat, but I'm looking at guys like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. You're talking about Josh Allen.
Stats.
You're talking about Dak. I'm not even talking about stats. I'm talking about winning. I'm talking about guys
Joe
who
Burrow,
are
3-8.
consistently winning.
Well,
3-8
they just
win.
won. So what's their record? 3-8 now.
But Joe Burrow's been hurt the entire season, though.
It don't matter. Can he consistently get over the hump? He can't even get off the medical table. How can he get over a hump?
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm just saying,
look,
but Jalen is always healthy though. He's always available.
Yeah, you're when you talk about Jalen Hurts, it becomes more of the eye test than it does with the stats. Because with the eye test, when you're watching Jalen Hurts, you look at some of the decisions that he makes with the football, especially late in games. And that's why I compare him so much to Jordan Love. You watched Jordan Love a couple weeks ago, right? And they're in a 3-0 game, and they're in a dogfight on Monday Night Football, or maybe it was Thursday Night Football. Either way, but they go. He's in a 3-0 game. He's in the position to have the game tied. They're in field goal range. And what does he do? He's about to get sacked, and he just throws the ball up in the air and causes himself to fumble the ball because he sees a guy coming and tackle him. I see the same stuff
on
with Jalen
incomplete
Hurts.
passes. Incomplete.
No, I'm not talking about
turnovers.
incomplete.
He has one interception this year.
Yes, he does have one interception this year, but I'm talking about like
So we
you're
basing it on
watching him
incomplete
throw the
passes,
ball.
decision
When you're
making.
talking about him throwing the ball to AJ Brown, when you're talking about him throwing the ball to Devontae Smith, you watch some of these, the way that he's trying to deliver these footballs, the overthrows to AJ Brown, which is why AJ Brown is so frustrated with this offense, is because it just seems like anytime that,
I'm frustrated.
Yeah, but anytime Jalen Hurts wants to throw this guy the ball, it's either underthrown or overthrown. And in order for Jalen Hurts to be successful, he needs those guys to make those types of catches. He needs his guys to go out there and make these outstanding grabs on almost every pass. Jalen Hurts is not a better quarterback. If I'm going to go into it right now, if you were to tell me that I could go into it right now as a GM and I'm going to build an NFL team and I could have any quarterbacks in the league that I want to go for, there are at least 9 to 10 quarterbacks that I'm going to go through before I get to Jalen Hurts, and before I even consider it. And
But that means, do you want to win?
yeah, and I'm going to win with all of these quarterbacks ahead of Jalen Hurts. Just saying.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
you kind of indirectly just said Jalen Hurts a top 10 quarterback.
I said I'm going to get 9 or 10 quarterbacks before I get to him.
I don't know about that. I just don't know about that when he outplays probably the best player in the league, at least the best player in the league in the last 6-7 years and 2 Super Bowls.
And then had the stats to back it up.
I mean, it's tough. And yeah, only 1 interception this year. That's pretty impressive. And he's had some good games where he's had to take over. And I think sometimes the best thing about the best quarterbacks don't do too much. And I don't think he does too much. But what is wrong? I guess you guys are just going to have to agree to disagree. But
well, the last thing I want to say on your 1 interception thing is, I mean, he's only throwing the ball 20 times a game. He's not necessarily. He's not out there slinging it 30 to 35 times.
The run game ain't been the same.
Yeah, what's going on with the run game? What's going on with Saquon Barkley? Is he hurt? I know there's a couple of injuries on the offensive line. What is going on with Philadelphia's offense? Because they had everything going last year, and like I said in Fitz gibberish, it seems like they go through this lull in seasons. Philadelphia does, where it's like a little bit past midseason and everyone thinks they suck. And they had one of the most impressive playoff runs in the last decade. I mean, how could you say that there was a more impressive one?
I think this the first time we realizing the lack of leadership without Jason Kelce in there. I also believe, because Eagles been top 3 best O-line in the past 10 years, and it's definitely not looking like that. Mekhi Becton, one of the worst graded guards in the league right now. He in the Chargers. I think he was better fitted with us. Of course, Kelsey not being there no more, so Cam Jurgens got a lot more on his plate, making calls, getting us in the right situation. Also with them tush pushes, it's a whole nother center, and that lower center of gravity is what make that tush push go. It has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts. It's the O-line. That's why you see how tush push.
The fact that they get the false start on every one of those plays is
you also see the offsides that don't get called too.
Yeah, but I mean, you had the one offsides, but you get the false start on every single one of them. I mean, and the reason why they got the offsides that they didn't call it, and you see the offensive lineman punching the guy's hand, is because his hand is in the spot where he's about to false start, and he wants to get him out of the way so that he can get the head start.
You see, but when Jason Kelce was running, it was no false starts.
I mean, I'd have to go back and take a look.
This wasn't even.
The tush push has got to go. It's got not because I think that I don't care that it's a competitive advantage. I don't care that they run it better than anybody else runs it. It's fine. I'm seeing a lot of other teams that are going to different things. I've watched it where, especially in college football now, where they're lining up for a tush push and running it off the edge successfully. I get all that stuff, but it's the fact that the officials can't officiate it properly is the reason why the play has to go. The officials can't get a handle on this play on one side or the other, whether it's a false start or the offsides. You can't officiate it correctly.
You know what I think it is? It's because the whole O-line on all fours, and they're not in the 3-point stance anymore. The whole O-line is all fours, which means the D-line going to be on all fours, and it just looked like it knows the big uglies down there. So
that's that's interesting.
And it looks like, it looked like a pile of milk does to mice,
Yeah. It's a rugby play. It's a rugby play.
Yeah, that's interesting that they're on all fours now. Yeah, I didn't really take that into account, but that makes sense that they're a little bit lower.
The big part of the push is being on all fours.
Yeah. Jeremiah said while you were talking that Barkley's also getting contacted 5 yards before, or 2.5 yards before. It was 5 yards
that's
before
thing
contact.
I meant to say. Everybody, want to point at Jalen, want to point at Kevin Patullo, want to point at this, want to point at that. and of course, teams are keying in on Saquon more this year, but the amount of times I've seen him slip and miss holes is baffling to me. And then you put Tank Bigsby in, and he's been the best. He's actually with the limited amount of carries, he got about 18 carries. No, about 18 carries, 180 something yards. So that's about a 9-yard average. So we can, at the same time, we blame the O-line. The O-line, how do you want to block for Tank but don't want to block for Saquon? So obviously it has to be a Saquon thing. He's slipping a lot. He probably maybe not seeing, maybe he overdoing it. Maybe he think the O-line not blocking or not going to see certain things, and he's just thinking too much, and it's definitely not the same Saquon that we come used to see. So I don't know. Practice got to communication. Everything got to really sharpen.
Yeah, a lot of things have to go right on a running play. A lot of different blocks have to be made. Plus, like you
Another
said, the
thing,
running back has to see
we're
it.
not pulling. Maybe the injuries. The injuries to the O line. That's another big thing. Injuries to the O line is stopping us from pulling. Maybe pulling not even in our play calls, and we rerun it a couple times. But as far as compared to last year, we don't pull mix. So that can be a Kevin Patullo, our new offensive coordinator, which has been the same or different the past 7 years. I don't know any team that could remain in the playoffs with all these changes, and yet we still get bashed. We still get bashed. We still get beat up because people expecting this, expecting that. Y'all got the best team in the league. Ooh, man. The players. Of course, the players are the ones out there playing, but they only playing off direction. Who are we getting
Well,
this direction from? And the direction has not been consistent.
yeah, and I think that the NFL this year is more wide open than it's been in a lot of other years. I don't think you have one team that is just so much better than any other team in the league,
Yeah.
that especially among like current playoff teams, right? Like I think there's just so much parity in the NFL right now. And speaking of that, look, we do our picks every week, OG, and you're going to join us this week. So we're going to test your skill in picking these games against the spread. I'm 3-0 already this week. I started out hot, man. I'm hot at the sports books right now.
All
I'm gonna
right.
try to stay hot. You think you're gonna take me down or what? We're gonna keep a
Uh,
record here.
Yeah, we keep a record here, so we'll keep a record of your picks.
as far as spreads,
OG.
that'd probably be the only thing you take me down with.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, you
yeah.
want to pick them straight up? Is what you want to do?
Head to head is cool,
All right,
but I
let's
mean,
do straight
yeah.
up this week then. That's fine.
All
We can do
right.
straight up. All right, you ready, Fitzy?
Yeah, Downing Thomas says we Chicagoans prefer QBs who wear nail polish.
Another thing,
You
y'all.
prefer quarterbacks who win?
Another thing before y'all get started. One thing I am worried about in this game, Bears lead the league with explosive plays. 87. 87 explosive plays, which is plays, what,
Yeah,
20, 30 plus
20,
yards.
yeah.
I think it's
And it's the
20
Ben
yards and
Johnson
above.
effect, man.
Vic Fangio, he specializes in limiting the big plays, but big plays has been what's just been killing us these last. What a matter of fact, in all three of our losses,
Yeah,
it's never just a full game. It's always 3 plays that kills the Eagles. So
yeah.
that's if we can't stop the big plays, the Bears is gonna pull out a win, and that's crazy even coming off my lips. So yeah, let's get to it. I don't
Oh
even
boy, I'm getting excited.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's start. We'll do that game last, but let's start with the 49ers and the Browns on Sunday. 49ers they pull off the win on Monday night against Carolina. Look, Brock Purdy did not look good. And I actually think that you're going to end up with a quarterback controversy in San Francisco. I think Mac Jones is going to end up being the starter by the end of the season.
Whoa.
And I think the Browns win this game and they start that controversy. I'm going to take the Browns straight up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take the Niners. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey still is the best player on that team when he's healthy. I mean, maybe you got Trent Williams a close second, their left tackle, but I can't vote for the Browns here, even though Shadur Sanders actually looked okay last week, but I just don't think they beat the Niners.
Who told you he was going to ball out?
Or he didn't ball out. He didn't ball out, though. I wouldn't say that.
He threw for 250 yards. He balled out. They won the game. First quarterback since 1995 in a Browns uniform to win his first start. Just saying. OG Breezy, who you going with?
Yeah.
It got to be the 49ers. It ain't. Myles Garrett could have 30 sacks, and they're going to still lose.
That might be right.
But when you just look at the matchups at every position, there's no way. There's no way.
All right.
And
we're going to find out.
They need a Myles Garrett at D-line if they're going to stop Christian McCaffrey.
All right. So, then we get
I got 49.
We got an AFC South battle actually all 4 AFC South teams are playing against one another this weekend. We got the Jaguars and the Titans in Tennessee. Jaguars been impressive since that comeback loss to Houston. They blow out the Chargers. They win last week against the Cardinals on the road. This time on the road against the Titans. Cam Ward's playing better. Could this be a spot where the Titans pull off the upset, Fitzy?
I wish I could take the Titans, but I've hated the Titans all year. I'm going to have to take the Jaguars in this game. Ain't going to be because of Trevor Lawrence. I still think he's trash.
What's the Titans record?
1-10.
And I think they only win was the Raiders. So yeah, I'm going Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm on the Jags in this one too. Look, I think the Titans actually, if you're going by the spread where it's plus 5.5, I would take the Titans on that. But straight up, I'm gonna take the Jags as well. Let's go to the other AFC South matchup in Indianapolis. This is a big one for the Colts. The Texans could pull to within a game if they win this one. OG, let's start with you, man. Colts or Texans?
I got an upset in this one. I got Houston taking them down. Daniel Jones, he playing with a fractured fibula. Yep. I would rather rest him into the playoffs. And the Texans got one of the best defenses in the league. It's just a recipe for disaster. If they could stop the run, which, they going to have to run. I don't think they want Daniel Jones in the pocket with a bad leg.
Yeah.
So that they already stopping,
Good point.
We know they going to run. So if they could stop the run, I could see Texans taking it. So I got Texans in the upset.
Yeah, I think ever since we called on the spirit of Mufasa from the Lion King for Daniel Jones to
remember who you are.
And since he's remembered who he was, this was a month ago. He hasn't had a good month. And he's my fantasy league quarterback. He's not my fantasy quarterback.
He on my league. He in mine.
Yeah, and he's been good all year except for the last month. Not so good. Titans look good. I mean, it's hard not to take, or not Titans. Texans look good. So I'm taking Texans here.
I'm on the Texans too. I think there's an upset here. I think the Colts lose this division. I think the Colts miss the playoffs.
Whoa!
Yep.
I thought I was hot take Jake. Look at you.
No, this guy's nuts over here.
I'm just telling you, watch it happen. There are 2 teams right now that are atop of their division. I think miss the playoffs and don't win their division. It's the Steelers, and it's the Colts.
But don't the Colts have head-to-heads over a couple people?
They do, but the Texans, they got the Texans twice. They've got a tough schedule down the stretch, and that includes the Texans twice. So Texans win both of those. I think the Texans take this division. All right, let's go to Miami. Probably a game nobody wants to watch. Nobody's going to care about. So let's run through this real quickly. Dolphins and Saints. I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. Or actually, I'm going to take the Saints on the road at the Dolphins.
Because you hate the Dolphins.
Because the Dolphins are terrible. They're a terrible.
Yeah, they've won. They've won what, 3 games in a row?
Sure, against nobody. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
I'm taking the Fins here. Go Fins against the Saints. I don't trust the Saints, so I'm taking the Fins. I'm all over the Dolphins.
I'm taking Miami too. Ever since everybody got fired, they've been playing different. So
All
I
right.
like Miami.
Another game nobody's talking about or wants to watch is going to be the Falcons and the Jets. The Falcons, I mean, they're without they've got to go with they're without Michael Penix for the rest of the year. They've got to go with Kirk Cousins. The Jets have sat Justin Fields. They're going with Tyrod Taylor. In a battle of who cares, I'm going to go with the Falcons to win this game.
The Jets looked okay last week. I'm gonna take a shot at the Jets one last time this year.
I'm
This
gonna
will
take the
probably be
Jets
time.
too.
All
I'm gonna take the
right,
Jets too.
All right.
Mr.
Falcons,
Breezy on
Falcons could beat
board.
the good teams, but I don't know. They play under to the competition.
That's 3 games out of the 5 that we've gone through where you guys have both gone against me. Just throwing that out there. All right, we got the
On purpose,
Cardinals.
probably.
Cardinals and the Bucks in Tampa Bay.
Mm.
Not sure whether or not Baker Mayfield's going to play. Signs are pointing that he might. He did meet with the media after practice the other day. He has logged limited practices this week so far. No decision on whether or not he's going to play has been made yet, but signs do show that he might play. I look, I think even if he doesn't play, I don't think the Cardinals are very good. I think the Buccaneers can rely on the run enough in this game against that Cardinals defense to go ahead and win this game. So I'm going to take the Bucks regardless of whether or not Baker Mayfield plays.
Yeah, I got the Bucks too in this. They've lost a few games. God, they look so good at the beginning of the year, but injuries have really slowed them down. Like I said in the beginning of the show, like that's sometimes what happens in the NFL, and it's kind of sad, but because they're an exciting team. But I'm still taking the Bucks here. Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in the Cardinals. OG,
I got the Bucks in overtime.
Ooh,
Bucks in
the
overtime.
OT.
Very
right.
very specific.
I like that. All right, let's go out to Carolina. The Panthers play better at home. They played the 49ers tough on a night where the 49ers tried to give that game away on Monday night, but they get the Rams in Carolina. Look, I'm going to pull
Are
the
the
upset
Rams
here.
-10? Are Rams -10
they are.
in this game?
The Rams
Away.
are a 2-point favorite.
That's got to be the biggest spread away.
This is a noon kickoff for a West Coast team. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I think the Panthers pull off the upset here.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Did you see the Rams just dismantle the Bucks? And I know the Bucks are hurt.
Noon.
They're
For a West Coast team.
I don't care. That Rams team is pretty damn good. And Matthew Stafford seems like he's on some kind of mission. He's the best QB in the league right now. I got the Rams.
I got LA too, and I hate LA, but Matt Stafford, he a beast this year, man.
He is. He's been good.
I still don't know how they lost that Eagles game, but
let's go to the late slate. We've got the Vikings visiting the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 12.5-point favorite. At home, look, I think Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, and the boys. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's 700 yards away from being the first wide receiver with a 2,000-yard receiving season. I think he gets there. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is insane this year. I think Sam Darnold's going to feed him the ball. I think the Vikings are in real trouble with whether or not it's J.J. McCarthy, which I don't think it will be, or their undrafted rookie quarterback. I think the Vikings. I think the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think we could all say Seattle. This probably
J.J. McCarthy, probably the worst quarterback in the league this year. And I never understood the draft pick. I never understood the hype.
He might not play. He hasn't practiced yet.
Which could be a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, they 0-3 ever since he started talking about 9.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. Like, shut up, dude.
All right, maybe one of the better games of the afternoon. You got the Bills and Steelers in Pittsburgh. Bills need this one to stay alive in that AFC East race with the Patriots, who are 10-2, and then or could be 10. No, they are 10-2, and then the Steelers 6-5, looking to stay alive as well in that AFC North race after the Ravens take the loss last night. I'm going to go with the Bills on the road.
I'm going Steelers here. Aaron Rodgers is back. I mean, we're pretty sure on that, right?
Yeah, he's gonna play,
I think the Steelers, it's very hard for me to see them losing 2 games in a row this way, especially with the playoffs coming up. And then I think they're on the outside looking in now. I think the Steelers win this game.
I think this like the Bears and the Eagles game. You know, one team don't look how it's been, and one team got momentum. So I'm gonna pick the Bills like I'm picking Philly.
Okay. All right. Let's go Raiders and Chargers in LA. Raiders are a 8.5-point dog against the Chargers. Look, the Raiders aren't good, man. They can't throw the ball. They can't defend anything right now. I think that the Chargers coming off of a bye week with, being able to have Jim Harbaugh on a bye week with this team that hasn't been playing great. They're sitting at 7-4. I think it's a big day for Justin Herbert and the boys. I think the Chargers roll.
I agree too, even though the Chargers haven't played good ball lately. I agree too. I mean, Max Crosby, the only good player in the Raiders organization right now.
I want to say the Chargers, but I think Max Crosby gonna wreck the game.
Ooh.
Wow.
O-line issues.
Talk about a hot take.
And he might get a touchdown. He might get a touchdown, strip sack, something that'll turn this game. I'm gonna say LA.
I like that. Big cojones on that one. All right, Broncos at Commanders. No Jaden Daniels. Like, I don't even know. Do we even have to say anything? We're all Broncos, right?
Broncos.
Yeah. All right. Monday Night Football. This one's interesting, right? Because you get the 10-2 Patriots hosting the Giants. The Giants will have Jackson Dart back under center. The look, +7 with the Giants. I'm taking that all day long. And I think Jackson Dart's the difference maker. I think that the Patriots lose this game outright to the Giants.
Whoa. No, I think the Patriots win this game. I think they're too good. They got too good of a defense. Jackson Dart ain't going. He's first game back. No, I don't think so. But
okay.
Who you got? OG, Breezy.
New England.
Oh boy. All right. And then finally, the game that's about to kick off as we speak.
Yeah.
Eagles, Bears, Black Friday.
Bears got the ball first.
Give me the Bears. Bear down, baby. We're going to win. We're going to beat them Eagles. And we're going to take a 2-game lead, essentially, in this division. Give me the Bears.
I think it's a close game. I just don't see the Bears winning on a short week in Philadelphia. I just don't. There's just Philadelphia's a pretty good matchup against the Bears here. Just with, I know we talked about the running game being down, but I don't think, or the Philadelphia's running game being down, but I think they get it back today against this defense. It just, the Bears have no linebackers. Like that's a problem against the running game. I think the Philly will be up, maybe a couple scores late. The Bears will make it interesting, but I think the Bears lose by less than 7. I don't know why this is a -7 spread. I just don't know. That's pretty disrespectful in my mind. But OG, what you got?
We in the link. We in Lincoln Financial Field. Not a lot of teams coming through. It's Philly.
That makes it official. Every game that we picked that was different, with the exception of your Raiders pick over the Chargers, you guys both went against me.
That should tell you something.
You guys are going to be wrong a lot over the weekend. All right. Well, OG, man, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
This was a lot of fun.
Hey, yes, go Bears. Go Eagles the rest of the way, but go Bears today.
Hey, I love what y'all doing, man. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you, man.
No problem at all.
Have a good one. All right, so Bears kicking off. Bears have the ball first. It's 2nd and 7. I'm going to go enjoy the game. I'm going to go enjoy the food with some family before I have to go to work. No post game today because I'll be at work. Unless, Fitzy decides to get creative and
crazy
do one on his own. Nice pass there from Caleb. Cole Kmet getting close to first down. It's gonna be about third and less than 1.
Tush
But
push
yeah,
time.
it should be. Yeah, that would be hilarious, actually. So we will be back next week. Maybe we'll do a show Sunday. I don't know. We haven't really talked about it or decided yet. I don't know what you got going on, but
We'll forget. I mean, we'll figure it out.
figure it out. Yeah, we'll probably forget too. All right. Till next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. We'll see you later.